Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are talking about the potential wintry side of this next system, which could get named Winter Storm Rachel depending on where exactly the storm tracks, because that is still up for debate at this moment. So starting off here with the NAM 12-kilometer model, we see the setup for the storm with that wet weather in parts of the Pacific coast, moving into the central U.S. with snow in the Dakotas and ice in parts of Minnesota, Iowa, even into Wisconsin, even Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan as well, before we start to see that second part, which is this low pressure system right here, which coincides with that severe threat, start to ramp up. But on the backside of this second low pressure, as it starts to really intensify, we will be seeing some snowfall. And there will be a point where we see all of this strength kind of move into the cold air that's been brought down by that first low pressure system. But now we start to see some snowfall back here in Kansas City and eventually up into parts of Nebraska, such as Omaha and Lincoln, into Iowa with areas like Cedar Rapids and Des Moines, but eventually this will start to move into Minneapolis. Now the low pressure system is at 978 millibars, which is very strong, which means that we could see potentially some blizzard conditions back in areas such as western Wisconsin, eastern Minnesota, even parts of Iowa. Now, right now the NAM is showing this further west than both the European model and the GFS. The European model is showing that second part of the storm impacting more of, parts of central Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, and into Ontario with that strengthening low pressure system. So not only is it further east, it's also further north as well before this system moves off. And the GFS is fairly similar to that. So now we're kind of in a mesoscale versus global model wars here, with the GFS also showing more of Wisconsin, UP of Michigan, and into Ontario, seeing more of that heavy snowfall and possible blizzard conditions. Now, this is important because the criteria for the Weather Channel to name a winter storm is 2 million people under winter storm warnings, and blizzard warnings do count as that. So if the NAM shifts slightly to the west, right, because this is the current snow totals from the NAM, Minneapolis is right over here in that 5-6 inch range. Takes about 6 to 8 inches of snow in Minneapolis to spark a winter storm warning. Now, if there's blizzard conditions, that could change that. But I think that if this shifts slightly to the west, and we're not even talking by that much, we're talking maybe 10 to 50 miles. Let's put it in that range. Then we are looking at maybe 10 inches of snow in parts of the Twin Cities metropolitan area, and that's definitely a winter storm. Now, if this continues to stay east, like the European model and the GFS are showing, we could see this storm just not get named at all, and we focus more on the severe threat instead of the wintry weather. But, typically I trust the mesoscale models a lot more than the global models. I think that they provide a more accurate forecast, kind of isolating the next 2.5 days over a wider area of time, which is definitely a benefit to this, because we could definitely see the global models, both the European model and the GFS, in the next few model runs start to shift west in correspondence with the NAM 12-kilometer model. But I think we do still need a lot more information about where this storm is going to track. So here, those are the possibilities for this storm. Western track, potential winter storm, with Minneapolis getting into that, definitely that 3 to 6 inch range, maybe even more. Then you have that northeastern track, that northeastern, more northeast track, where you see parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan get more snow. The storm does not get named, and we just focus more on the severe threat over the winter weather threat with this storm system. So we do have a very dynamic storm system on our hands here with a rapidly strengthening low pressure system with many different elements, winter weather, icy weather, which I didn't even talk about because that's a whole separate issue, and that's more based off of, upper level cooling than it is based on the track of the storm. So we still have that threat with a lot of ice, especially in areas such as Minnesota, Iowa, and then the Great Lakes region in general. But with this storm looking like it's going to be shifting further and further west, I would expect this to be named, but that does not mean that it's definitely going to get named. But that is all I have for this brief update here. Comments in the comment section down below. Do you think this storm will get named Winter Storm Rachel? We could have a little discussion about it in the comments section. I personally think it does. If you disagree with me or agree with me, post that in the comment section down below. We could have a nice little discussion about it, because a lot of these topics are usually up for debate, because there are a lot of borderline situational aspects to these storms that kind of gets people on edge about it. But for continued coverage on this storm system, which I will be doing until it moves off the East Coast, it looks like around Friday, stay tuned here. Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss another update on this storm. But that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.